Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Daniel Guy _87. Thanks for the suggestion, Daniel. You asked, what is the purpose of a giraffe's long neck? If you've ever looked at a giraffe and thought, that's just too much neck for one animal, you're not alone. Evolution really went all in on the stretchy horse concept, and today we're going to find out why. So if you've ever wondered whether giraffes got long necks for reaching high branches, for fighting each other, or because Mother Nature lost a bet, stick around. We're breaking it all down, right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start with a theory. Most of us learned in school. Giraffes have long necks so they can reach food that other animals can't. Sounds logical, right? If you're a giraffe in the African savanna and all the short animals are munching on grass, you just stretch up and grab the good stuff. Fresh leaves high up in acacia trees. But here's the thing. Not all giraffes actually eat from the highest branches. In fact, they often bend down to eat shrubs, which kind of makes the whole tall for food argument seem suspicious. It's like installing a 12-foot fridge just to store a single sandwich. Sure, you can do it, but was that really the best solution? Here's where things get wild. Some scientists believe giraffe necks aren't just about food. They're about fighting. Yes, giraffes fight with their necks, and it's both majestic and ridiculous. It's called necking, and it's basically a slow-motion sword fight where two giraffes swing their heads like medieval flails, slamming into each other to prove dominance. Imagine two dudes at a bar arguing over who's taller, but instead of measuring, they just start whipping their heads at each other like a wrecking ball. That's giraffes. The stronger, longer-necked giraffe usually wins, which means he gets the best mating opportunities. And in the long run, the longer-necked genes get passed down. So, in a way, giraffes don't just have long necks for eating. They have them because of generations of neck wrestling tournaments. Here's the question nobody asks. Why a long neck? If giraffes needed a weapon, evolution could have given them, I don't know, bigger hooves, a spiky tail, or maybe laser eyes. But nope. Nature looked at this animal and went, stretch the neck, that'll do. And to be fair, it kinda worked. Giraffes with longer necks do win more fights. They do get more mates, and their genes do keep getting passed down. But the trade-off? A long neck comes with hilarious biological problems. First, heart problems. Giraffes have huge hearts, up to 25 pounds, because they need extra power to pump blood all the way up their skyscraper-sized necks. Otherwise, their brains wouldn't get enough oxygen, and they'd just pass out randomly, which would make life inconvenient. Second, drinking water is a struggle. Ever seen a giraffe drink water? It's like watching a construction crane do yoga. They have to splay their legs super wide and bend all the way down, making them extremely vulnerable to predators. So, drinking, kinda risky. Third, awkward birthdays. Baby giraffes drop from their mothers at birth. Literally. A 6-foot drop straight to the ground. Welcome to life, kid. Hope you like concussions. Believe it or not, there used to be giraffes with short necks. Meet the okapi, aka the forest giraffe. It's a close relative of the giraffe, but it looks like a cross between a zebra and a deer. Okapis stayed short because they live in dense jungles where a long neck would be useless and just get tangled in branches. Meanwhile, out in the open savanna, long-necked giraffes had the advantage in both food access and fighting, so they won the evolutionary lottery. At the end of the day, the best explanation is probably a combination of both theories. Long necks help with food, especially in the dry season when high-up leaves are the only option. Long necks also help with fighting, and the strongest fighters get to reproduce. So, over millions of years, giraffes evolved into neck-powered, tree-eating gladiators. So, after all this, was a long neck the best solution? Well, let's weigh the pros and cons. The pros are they can reach food others can't. They can win fights. They impress potential mates. But the cons are drinking water is a life or death situation. Blood pressure is a daily struggle. Babies experience a 6-foot skydiving birth. Honestly, it's a mixed bag. But clearly it worked, because giraffes are still here, towering over the animal kingdom, awkwardly bending down to drink water and occasionally slapping each other with their heads. So, next time you see a giraffe, remember, that long neck, it's not just about eating leaves. It's the result of millions of years of natural selection, brutal neck battles, and a little bit of evolutionary weirdness. And that, my friends, is why giraffes are just the right amount of ridiculous. If you enjoyed this and learned something new about those ridiculously long neck, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.